This video just went viral and people are absolutely outraged. A college hockey star was at a bar with his friends, and after clowning around for a bit, they pushed a girl's wheelchair down the stairs. Now this was done while she was in the bathroom, effectively rendering her unable to move. Luckily, there was a security guard to actually help her, but this is still beyond disgusting. So before I show you the clip, keep in mind that this girl is actually a double amputee, meaning that she lost both her legs in a horrible accident just 2 years ago.
There is outrage today after a college student was recorded pushing a double amputee's wheelchair down a flight of stairs. The video starts with these dudes at the staircase in a crowded bar in Erie, Pennsylvania. The wheelchair was left there because the double amputee had to be carried downstairs to use the bathroom. First, one guy sits in it. After more clowning around, the college student in the white hat tips it over, and there it goes.
This is probably one of the most inhuman things I've seen someone ever do so casually. You do realize that this is the equivalent to basically taking away her legs because she actually can't move without that wheelchair. Now, the guy who did this is actually a college hockey star, so he's one of those classic jocks. Now, since the incident went viral, he's actually come out and apologized, but I don't think his apology was sincere at all. Now, the fact of the matter is that they actually did this thinking that there were no cameras to actually capture the situation. If they knew there were cameras, they obviously would not do this, meaning they are only sorry they got caught. They thought that nobody was looking, so it's okay to bully the handicapped person. I genuinely think that we see the true character of a person when people are not looking, and that's exactly what we saw here today. But if people are looking, you do want to look your best, and Manscaped can help you out. Now, you've probably heard of Manscaped like a million times. They're a very well-established brand. They got all these really fancy names for their stuff, which always makes me laugh, like Lawnmower 4.0 and Crop Preserver Ball Deodorant. Nice one, guys. All right, so here we got the brand spanking new Beard Hedger. Now, if you wonder why I look like a majestic mythical horse, it's thanks to this guy. They got that titanium coated T-blade. I mean, look at that buzz, baby. Look at that buzz. Now, their packaging is absolutely nuts, by the way. You'd think I got dropped in Fortnite and they gave me a loot box. Bro, you got beard balm, beard conditioner, beard shampoo, beard oil. You got your things that I'm not gonna attempt to name, but they're very useful. So if you want to level up your grooming, go to manscaped.com and get 20% off plus free international shipping if you use code Pegasus at checkout. Now go buy something or I will come to your house and shave your balls for you.
The wheelchair was damaged in the fall. Social media is in overdrive in reaction. Appalling. What kind of person is he? Truly awful behavior. And this is the double amputee. She's 22-year-old Sydney Bennis, who lost both her legs in a car accident 2 years ago.
I don't think that was a mistake, honestly. I feel like that's just normal behavior for the guy. How can you be a full-grown 23-year-old adult and still not be responsible for your actions? There's no shot where someone accidentally does it. Accidentally doing it will be if you tipped it over accidentally, and then you immediately ran down and lifted it back up because you felt guilty. But what you did is completely different because you very intentionally clowned on the chair with your equally trashy friends. And personally, I do believe in karma here. I feel like if you do bad things, even when nobody is looking or you think nobody is looking, I think what goes around comes around, and eventually you're gonna have to pay for your actions.
I'm Sydney, and it was my chair that was pushed down the stairs, she reveals on her Twitter page today. She has documented her courageous recovery in these videos.
When they tell you you're not gonna make it, don't believe them, man.
Nate Sanders is head of security at the bar. He actually carried Sydney to the bathroom that night. When you found the guy responsible, what did you say to him?
I told him that he needed to leave. I told him that he needed to apologize to her before he left, which he did. But I mean, it was definitely a forced apology.
So this is really what seals the deal over here, because even after all of that, he actually couldn't even give a proper apology. According to the testimonies of the security officer and the girl herself, as we'll see later, the apology was completely insincere. And honestly, I'm not too surprised. There's literally no remorse in the guy at all. You can tell when someone does something so cruel, so casually. I really do feel like he's just been raised this way and he's just sorry that he got caught. A lot of people will act like really remorseful and it may appear that they have like this human emotion to them, but what they're actually sad about is the prospects of their future career going and the actual detrimental effects on their own well-being. Nothing to do with the amputee.
It's now being revealed the student who pushed pushed the wheelchair is the son of Danny Briere, a former hockey star who was named interim general manager of the Philadelphia Flyers just 6 days ago.
It is a true honor to be in this role.
His 23-year-old son Carson is on the hockey team at Mercyhurst University in Erie. I am deeply sorry for my behavior, Carson Briere says in a statement. There is no excuse for my actions, and I will do whatever I can to make up for this serious lack of judgment. His father says, I was shocked to see Carson's actions in the video. They are inexcusable and run completely counter to our family's values on treating people with respect.
Okay, I'm gonna call Omega Cap over here because why would a son act like that if not raised that way? There's only two plausible scenarios over here. One, he was raised that way and his parents and family are equally as trashy as him, or they didn't discipline him when he did some wrong things. Or number two, his family is actually fine, but then he got into some bad company at the college with his friends because those guys were equally trashy, so it is plausible. But generally, values are just something that is instilled in you from your family and the way you were raised. And whether he wants it or not, his actions are going to reflect badly on his family as well. That's just how the world works.
Along with the hockey star, 2 other student athletes were suspended from their teams pending the investigation.
Okay, so I guess the investigation is on the other 2 guys who were caught on camera, basically aiding the situation. I mean, they're just kind of making fun of it. And even after the wheelchair is pushed down, nobody actually goes down to retrieve it. Meaning, I do consider them sort of accomplices in the situation, and they're equally trashy, and I feel like they should be held liable as well, because if anything, they egged him on as well. You can see them laughing in the clip as well. Clearly, this was just a funny situation to them, so I definitely feel like they should have some disciplinary action as well.
The 22-year-old says what happened was heartbreaking and questions whether the star college athlete was sincere when he apologized. She spoke exclusively with our Allison Hall inside the bar where it all happened.
I need this. I need this chair.
How did that make you feel?
It was really hurtful and disrespectful and just kind of heartbreaking.
22-year-old Sydney Bennis's legs were amputated 2 years ago following a car crash. She was in her favorite bar, Sullivan's Pub in Erie, Pennsylvania.
Well, I don't think it's going to be your favorite bar anymore, because being harassed for your disabilities is just downright despicable. I can't imagine like the mental pain she's probably going through just knowing that people are out there who think of her as just lesser. It's insane how you can just treat someone as subhuman just because they lost their legs, which is something that could literally happen to anybody. It's just a game of luck. She was unlucky that she got involved in some sort of a road accident or something, and that could any day happen to you as well. So you should count your blessings and treat people equally instead of acting like you're superior to someone, pushing someone's wheelchair down the stairs. It's just completely inhuman. If you have any sort of human empathy at all, you can realize how hard a life would be where the only way you can get around is a wheelchair, and you would try to support the person rather than trying to relentlessly bully them like this.
Sydney was enjoying a few drinks with her friends and she needed to use the restroom. She called over her friend, the security guard. They came over here and parked her wheelchair right at the top of the stairs. He then carried her down to use the restroom. When she came out, she saw her wheelchair at the bottom of those stairs.
All that kept going through my mind was, God, I hope this was an accident. I really hope somebody just accidentally bumped it down the stairs somehow.
The thing is, it would genuinely be a completely different situation if it was an accident, because that's just a little mistake. You might have even picked up the wheelchair or something, or maybe you push it down and you don't pick it up, but then the camera says, oh, he accidentally tipped it over. But this obviously damages her mental, because now she knows that there's people out there in her college or at that pub who genuinely don't view her as a normal human being, and they would like to bully her like this. Not to mention how expensive it is to actually repair a wheelchair or get a new wheelchair. This is basically just destruction of someone's property.
Carson was told to come and apologize to me before they kicked him out, and the apology was quite insincere. People were saying, oh, he's acting like a child, he's acting like a child. no child would throw a wheelchair down a staircase.
How is that an excuse? He's 23 years old. What do you mean acting like a child? More like acting like a demon. No child actually goes out of their way to intentionally be cruel to someone. Children are literally known for their innocence, not their malicious behavior like the guy. Absolute joke of an excuse.
Carson Bruyere, a student at Mercyhurst University, later issued a public apology. Sydney says he's also tried to reach out to her directly to apologize. A GoFundMe account raised more than $8,000 to buy Sydney a new wheelchair, but she says she wants the bulk of the money to go to other disabled people.
I'd rather take this and turn it into a learning experience for everybody. You know, I'd rather make people more aware of the stuff that disabled people have to go through. We just want a little bit of help, a little bit of understanding.
Honestly, she seems like a super wholesome girl. You can tell that she really cares about people, considering she actually wants to donate the money from the GoFundMe. Honestly, I do suggest that she keeps a portion of that, obviously, to cover the wheelchair damages, because her wheelchair was actually broken from this incident. You can tell she definitely is not trying to like farm clout of the situation or get any money out of the situation. She clearly just cares about the community and is trying to raise awareness about how people are treated. But genuinely, what a dickhead. All right, click this video or I taser myself, because I'm losing faith, man.